Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasiros. I talk about politics, sports, and entertainment to keep you well rounded. What's going on around the world? If you don't like hearing the truth, definitely don't tune into this channel. So let's get started today. I have a real issue with Candace Owens. She's being this big detective, and I applaud her for that, for trying to get to the bottom of who assassinated Charlie Kirk. And I don't believe that Tyler Robinson actually pulled the trigger at all for 1 second. My belief is that the Israeli government and Mossad was behind Charlie Kirk's assassination because Charlie Kirk was starting to turn and ask serious questions about what Israel and their donors are doing to America, specifically about donating to open borders, all these crazy leftist policies. Then Charlie Kirk came out and said, right before he was assassinated, that he's been to Gaza and he saw how tight the border was locked down. And he said that he thought that Benjamin Netanyahu intentionally left border security down that day for October 7th to happen. Those are Charlie Kirk's words saying that, not mine. Then Charlie Kirk gets called to Bill Ackman's residence in the Hamptons for a sit down and reminded about who's giving him all this money, gets scolded. They're losing their minds because Charlie Kirk is now going against the narrative at college campuses saying that he doesn't trust Israel and Israel's not what's good for America. That's what was coming from Charlie Kirk's mouth right before he died. And then Benjamin Netanyahu tries to offer Charlie Kirk $150 million to make Turning Point America more pro Israel. Go figure. Now, Candace, is she's on board with that. I'll give her that. She's, from what I see and what I hear, she's mostly saying that, not word for word what I just said, but for the most part. But this is what really pisses me off about Candace Owens. Why are you ignoring the big, huge elephant in the entire room? I haven't heard her say this. I could be wrong, but I don't think that I'm wrong. I've watched all her videos. So Erica Kirk came out and said that she just happened to be in Israel when Charlie Kirk was visiting. Gee, what a coincidence. She just happened to be there hanging out, having a drink, kissing the wall. Oh, I saw this big tall guy, but I really didn't know who he was. Don't you love all these money grabbers? They always make that claim, whether they marry celebrities or I didn't know who he was. Yeah, okay, sure he didn't. Sure. Okay, yeah, sure he didn't. So you Erica Kirk wants us all to believe that it was she. Erica Kirk claims that she doesn't believe in coincidence. Well, neither do I at all. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe that you were intentionally put there by the Israeli government to be Charlie Kirk's handler. That's what I believe. And I believe they already knew Charlie Kirk was going to be assassinated. And guess who's driving the seat now for Turning Point USA? Guess who's in charge of Turning Point USA now? Erica Kirk. And you mark my words, what's going to happen to Turning Point USA? If you thought they were pro Israel before, they're going to be pro Israel times a million now. But Candace Owens, she doesn't want to address this big elephant in the room. She doesn't want to talk about Erica Kirk's strange behavior. All she wants to say is Erica Kirk made Charlie happy. Well, a placed handler would do that. They're going to tell you how wonderful you are, how beautiful you are, how perfect you are. Oh, do whatever you want. You see where I'm going. No, your handler is going to abuse you and be mean to you, make you feel like crap, right? That's what a handler is going to do. It's going to manipulate you, tell you basically everything you want to hear so they have control over you. I'm really, Candace, you can't be this big detective and you're going to get to the bottom of it. And Candace is going to do what's just no matter the consequences. But then the big elephant in the room, Charlie Kirk's wife, you don't want to talk about. You mentioned everybody. Oh, this person's suspicious and this odd behavior and this one and that one. They all have odd behavior, but you don't really mention at all Erica Kirk at all. You can't be Miss Morality. You see, Candace Owens, she always has a tendency to do this. Now, I've paid attention to the Tate's cases a million times. And the Tates have already, if you do any research on the Tates, all you got to do is watch YouTube channels they go on incriminating themselves over and over, talking about their criminal behavior, which they've done hundreds of times. So for Candace Owens to have them on the show and pretend like, oh, it's a Matrix attack. What? None of this makes sense. these women are just they're not making it up. Andrew brags about sleeping with 15-year-old girls. So does Tristan. Tristan has all his baby mamas, like 7 of them, that work on webcam for him, and he keeps all the money. You call these decent human beings, Candace? But for some reason, you put with certain issues, Miss Truth Teller, Candace Owens, she always seems to put the blinders on when it comes to certain things. So let's watch Erica Kirk.
Lives on.
Yeah.
And so what I'm getting at here is the Charlie Kirk show is not going anywhere. My husband's voice will live on. The show.
I don't trust this lady. Does this look like a grieving widow? 2 young kids. I mean, even at the memorial, she's dancing and laughing. Like, her emotions, the body language don't match her so-called fake emotions. This isn't a grieving widow. This is somebody that's thrilled that they just hit the lotto and inherited like $200 million.
Will go on. We will have rotating hosts, rotating casts, rotating people coming
We've got
on.
some great people next week. already lined up.
Unbelievable. We will have consistency. The members only group will continue to go on. All of his socials that God has blessed us with, the people who follow those socials will.
And she's already sending out fundraiser texts. I miss him with every blink of my eye. And it's just so over. Listen, even if it was true, keep it to your effing self. Do you have any dignity? Do you have any class? I don't want to hear that it's me, because it's not me, it's her.
Go on. Nothing is changing. But I want to preface, we're not awkward. We're not like weird.
Cringy.
We're not cringe. We're not going to be.
Hold on. You're not weird and cringe? Talking about being delusional. You're not weird and cringe? I guess you haven't watched thousands of videos that are online then, huh, Erica? Talking about living in a bubble.
Eating as if it's him. That's tone deaf and really disturbing. And anyone who does that's like morbidly off.
Yeah.
That's.
You know what's morbidly off? There's been no grieving process at all with you. If you were so deeply in love, I'm just not buying it at all. She's just a fraud. The whole thing was set up from the beginning. Oh, yeah. She was just happened to be in Israel as Charlie was there. And she didn't know who. That's always, I'd say that again. That's always the famous line by all the gold diggers and handlers. He walked in and I noticed him, but I didn't really know who he was. They all say the same line.
Not what's happening. What's happening is the team is keeping this alive because we have Charlie in each and every one of us. Yes. And it is going to be continually the North Star of the conservative movement, of the voice of the youth, of the voice of the base, and that will not end. And the members only will continue to grow, and that will be the tight-knit network of family members that supported and loved Charlie and the team. And that's what it is. It's a family and a team. And this is not going anywhere. It's just not. We need to be able to have people have a show where they can ask questions. Hey, I'm up against this. What would Charlie say? And we play a clip of what Charlie said a month ago, a year ago. We have decades worth of my husband's voice. We have unused material from speeches that he's had that no one has heard yet. We have Sunday specials lined up to the brim because my husband was so intentional about making sure that there was enough content. Always.
He made sure we recorded everything.
Everything.
He would not do a speech unless we could get the video and the.
What's the over under how fast she gets married again? I'll give it less than 3 years. She's married to some, an Israeli or an Israeli businessman or some huge Israeli donor. You mark my words. I'll give it less than 3 years. She's married again, and she'll be talking about her husband. Now, I have a question for Erica Kirk. Are you going to play the videos and the footage of your husband on the Patrick Bet-David show talking about October 7th and saying how he thought Benjamin Netanyahu let it happen? Are you going to play the clip of your husband talking about Israeli donors have a lot of explaining to do for supporting open borders and all these insane lefty policies? Are you going to play those clips? Well, Erica, are you going to play them? Yes or no? Because your husband, he was starting to flip. So let me guess, all those clips are just going to go in the garbage can, right? We're not going to discuss those anymore. We're not going to play those. We're going to play all the clips that were pro-Israel 1,000%. But all those other ones before Charlie's death, we got to get rid of them. We'll never speak about them again, right, Erica? Not buying her at all. I'm not buying this garbage at all. And Candace Owens, if you're going to be a real friend and you claim that you're going to unturn every stone and rock, then live up to your word and stop being a coward and address the big elephant in the room. And let's not forget the devil horns thrown up to the sky at her husband's funeral. Let's not forget that. That doesn't mean anything, right? It's no big deal. Now, of course, the FBI is claiming that there's the second person on the roof that jumped down from Charlie Kirk being assassinated. Now they're looking into that. Wait, first they were claiming that was Tyler Robinson. Now they're trying to make it seem like they're doing some more police work or FBI work and saying, oh, it's a person of interest. Is the Israeli government people of interest? Are Charlie Kirk's Israeli security team people of interest? The same three guys, one of them that happened to be at President Trump's assassination, who as soon as Charlie Kirk was assassinated, you have the guy to the right. He does a tactical move where he immediately turns and goes to the next position. He doesn't duck. He doesn't hide like a normal person. It was all staged and planned. And all you got to do is watch the video. He goes to the next point and they start to remove everything. They remove the camera. They start handing off SD cards. They're handing stuff to each other. What do you think was going on there? What you think those are normal reactions as they jump over the table and start handing stuff to each other? Removing cameras, taking SD cards out, doing drops to other people running by. Oh, yeah, that was normal, right? See, the problem is this. First of all, I think the American government knows exactly who assassinated Charlie Kirk, and it wasn't Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson was just the fall guy like Lee Harvey Oswald. You're never going to make me believe in a million years. Hey, I'm not letting him off the hook because, again, the only way they can trick you, the only way the CIA or Mossad or the Israeli government can trick you into doing this is if you have the actual intentions to be involved in this assassination, then they carry it out and they leave you with the bag in your hand to make it look like you did it. Just not buying it. And we're never going to know the truth because the American government knew about it. They know exactly who carried out Charlie Kirk's assassination. And now they're going to play the big dog and pony show. It's like a big movie that goes round and round, pretending like they're looking for the actual assassin. Tyler Robinson, how could Tyler Robinson be arrested with no evidence? He didn't admit that he shot Charlie Kirk. He hasn't spoken to the police. So how is he even arrested? Off of what? Off of what? The pictures? Fuzzy video? And then they show the pictures, and the two pictures, that's not Tyler Robinson. The first picture released, that's not Tyler Robinson, and you know it. Not buying it at all. Not buying it. But Candace Owens needs to address Erica Kirk. That's what she needs to do. The FBI, the United States government, they want you to believe that the man on the left, Tyler Robinson, is that guy on the right. It's just downright laughable how stupid they think that we all are. And of course, since Erica Kirk already forgave the assassin and she's being applauded for her strength and courage, that must mean that Tyler Robinson is automatically guilty when he clearly isn't. See, that's the mirage. That's the story. That's the cover story. Oh, Erica, she forgave Tyler Robinson, so that means he's automatically guilty. Why would she forgive? It's just a mind F. It's just CIA, Israeli Mossad mind Fs. That's what it's called. These are mind games that intelligence agencies play with the public because they think that everybody is dumb. Oh, Erica Kirk, the grieving widow who's in pain, has so much strength. She just forgave in 30 seconds. So that means Tyler Robinson is automatically guilty. And we shouldn't look down any other avenues. The killer is guilty because Erica Kirk. The assassin is guilty because Erica Kirk forgave him. That's the narrative. That's the mind trick. That's how they're playing with the public's mind. Candace Owens, if you're going to be a real friend to Charlie Kirk, then take the blinders off and ask the difficult questions. And don't leave the big elephant in the room just sitting in the room. Address Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica Kirk's odd behavior and how they met in Israel. And if you actually believe that or not, you can't just leave that part out conveniently in all your videos. And with that being said, Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasiros.